Introduction. Unveiling the Apocalypse. A book of prophecy, a vision of the end times, a cryptic message from the past. The book of Revelations has captivated and bewildered readers for centuries. Shrouded in symbolism and vivid imagery, it paints a dramatic picture of the apocalypse, the final battle between good and evil, culminating in the destruction of the old world and the birth of a new one. The text, rich with metaphors and allegories, unveils a cosmic drama of epic proportions. Its enigmatic verses have sparked countless interpretations, inspiring fear, hope, and endless debates about the future of humanity. The very word apocalypse evokes images of cataclysmic events, of fire and brimstone raining down from the heavens. Yet the word itself originates from the Greek apocalypsis, meaning unveiling or revelation. The book of Revelations, therefore, is not merely a prediction of doom, but rather a revelation, a lifting of the veil to expose the hidden forces at work in the world. It offers a glimpse into the spiritual realm, a cosmic battle between forces of light and darkness, a struggle that ultimately leads to a new creation. The book of Revelations, attributed to John the Apostle, is a product of its time, reflecting the anxieties and hopes of early Christians facing persecution under the Roman Empire. It provided a message of hope, a vision of ultimate justice, and the triumph of good over evil. This essay delves into the heart of this enigmatic text, deciphering its symbols and exploring its enduring impact on our understanding of the world. Join us as we journey through the mystical landscapes of Revelations, unraveling its prophecies and their implications for our past, present, and future. The Seven Seals, Unlocking Destiny. One of the most iconic symbols in Revelations is the seven seals, each representing a stage in the unfolding apocalypse. These seals, opened one by the Lamb of God, unleash a series of events that progressively reshape the world. The first four seals introduce the four horsemen, each embodying a specific aspect of the apocalypse: conquest, war, famine, and death. These horsemen, often depicted as fearsome warriors riding across a ravaged landscape, represent the forces of chaos and destruction unleashed upon the world. The fifth seal unveils the souls of martyrs crying out for justice, a poignant reminder of the suffering endured by those who remained faithful amidst persecution. The sixth seal heralds cosmic upheaval, earthquakes, darkened skies, and falling stars, signifying a world in turmoil, teetering on the brink of collapse. The seventh seal, however, marks a period of silence, a pregnant pause before the final trumpet sounds and the judgments of God are unleashed upon the earth. The seven seals represent a gradual unveiling of destiny, a step-by-step progression towards the ultimate climax. Each seal acts as a catalyst, triggering events that move the world closer to its final reckoning. They symbolize the forces at play in the world, both destructive and transformative, forces that ultimately lead to the purification and renewal of creation. The Four Horsemen, Harbingers of Doom. The four horsemen, unleashed by the first four seals, are perhaps the most enduring and widely recognized images from the Book of Revelations. Each horseman embodies a specific aspect of the apocalypse, representing the forces of destruction and chaos that engulf the world. The first horseman, riding a white horse, symbolizes conquest and false peace, often interpreted as the spread of deception and false ideologies. He is followed by the second horseman, riding a red horse, who represents war and bloodshed, signifying the outbreak of conflict and violence across the land. The third horseman, riding a black horse, embodies famine and economic hardship. He symbolizes scarcity and deprivation, highlighting the breakdown of essential resources and the resulting suffering. The fourth horseman, riding a pale horse, is Death himself, accompanied by Hades, signifying the ultimate consequence of the preceding calamities, widespread mortality and the triumph of the grave. These horsemen, depicted as grim reapers traversing a desolated landscape, represent the darkest impulses of humanity and the devastating consequences of unchecked greed, violence, and oppression. The four horsemen serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of human civilization and the ever-present potential for destruction. They embody the forces of chaos and suffering that have plagued humanity throughout history, forces that continue to threaten our world today. The imagery of the horsemen, though born from the anxieties of a specific era, continues to resonate with contemporary concerns, reminding us of the need for peace, justice, and compassion in a world still grappling with conflict, inequality, and the specter of ecological collapse. Beasts and false prophets, deceptions unveiled. The Book of Revelations is rife with symbolic creatures, each embodying specific aspects of the spiritual battle unfolding across its pages. Among the most prominent are the beasts, monstrous figures representing the forces of evil and deception that seek to mislead and control humanity. The first beast, arising from the sea, possesses great power and authority, demanding worship and persecuting those who refuse to submit. This beast is often interpreted as a symbol of oppressive empires and tyrannical rulers who prioritize power over justice and compassion. The second beast, arising from the earth, deceives the world through miraculous signs and wonders, leading people astray with false promises and manipulation. This beast represents the power of propaganda, false ideologies, and the seductive lure of power and material wealth. Alongside these beasts, false prophets emerge, spreading lies and distorting the truth to sow discord and undermine faith. These figures symbolize the dangers of blind obedience, the importance of critical thinking, and the need to discern truth from falsehood in a world awash in information and misinformation. The beasts and false prophets in Revelations highlight the spiritual struggle that permeates human existence, the battle between truth and deception, between love and fear. They serve as a warning against the allure of power, the dangers of uncritical acceptance, and the importance of remaining vigilant against those who seek to manipulate and exploit others for their own gain. In a world grappling with the spread of misinformation, the rise of authoritarianism, and the erosion of trust, these symbols hold a powerful resonance, reminding us of the importance of seeking truth, embracing compassion, and resisting the forces of darkness that threaten to engulf our world. Section 5. The Wrath of God, Cosmic Upheaval. The Book of Revelations depicts a series of divine judgments unleashed upon the world as consequences for its wickedness and rebellion against God. These judgments, often described as the wrath of God, manifest as a series of catastrophic events that transform the very fabric of the earth. From plagues and famines to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, the natural world itself seems to rebel against humanity's transgressions. The skies darken, the seas turn to blood, and the very stars fall from the heavens, signifying a cosmic upheaval of unprecedented scale. These apocalyptic events are not merely indiscriminate acts of destruction, but rather targeted judgments aimed at purifying the world and paving the way for a new creation. They represent the consequences of human actions, the repercussions of greed, violence, and the pursuit of power at the expense of justice and compassion. The wrath of God, though terrifying in its scope and intensity, ultimately serves a redemptive purpose, purging the world of its corruption and preparing it for a new era of peace and righteousness. The imagery of divine judgment in Revelations serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the potential for ecological disaster. It highlights the interconnectedness of all things and the fragility of our planet in the face of human actions. The apocalyptic visions, though born from the anxieties of a specific time, resonate with contemporary concerns about climate change, environmental degradation, and the potential for global catastrophe. They serve as a call to action, urging us to reconsider our relationship with the natural world and to embrace sustainable practices that promote harmony and balance. Section 6. Babylon the Great, the Fall of Empires. Amidst the apocalyptic visions of Revelations, a city emerges as a symbol of corruption, opulence, and spiritual decay. Babylon the Great. This city, described as a great prostitute who seduces the nations with her wealth and allure, represents the forces of materialism, greed, and the pursuit of power at the expense of moral principles. Babylon embodies the excesses of empires, the decadence of power, and the allure of worldly possessions that lead humanity astray from its true purpose. The fall of Babylon, depicted as a sudden and catastrophic event, signifies the demise of corrupt systems and the ultimate triumph of justice over oppression. This city, once a beacon of power and splendor, is reduced to ruins, consumed by fire and swallowed by the earth, symbolizing the ephemeral nature of worldly power and the inevitable consequences of greed and corruption. The destruction of Babylon serves as a warning against the dangers of unchecked ambition, the pursuit of wealth at the expense of others, and the hollowness of a life devoid of spiritual meaning. The imagery of Babylon's fall resonates throughout history, serving as a cautionary tale about the rise and fall of empires. It reminds us that power is fleeting, that wealth can be corrupting, and that true fulfillment lies not in material possessions, but in seeking justice, compassion, and a life aligned with higher principles. In a world still grappling with issues of economic inequality, political corruption, and the pursuit of power at all costs, the story of Babylon's demise holds a timeless relevance, urging us to reconsider our values and to strive for a more just and equitable world. Section 7. Armageddon, the Final Battle. The culmination of the apocalyptic events in Revelations is Armageddon, the final battle between the forces of good and evil, a cosmic clash that will determine the fate of the world. This battle, described as a gathering of armies from across the nations, represents the ultimate confrontation between the forces of light and darkness, a struggle that has been brewing throughout the course of human history. On one side stands the Lamb of God, leading the armies of heaven, representing truth, justice, and the power of divine love. On the other side stands the beast and the false prophet, rallying the forces of evil, representing deception, tyranny, and the allure of worldly power. The Battle of Armageddon is not merely a physical clash of armies, but rather a symbolic representation of the spiritual battle that rages within each human heart. It is a battle between good and evil, between love and fear, between the desire for a just and compassionate world and the forces of greed, violence, and oppression. The outcome of this battle, though predetermined in the narrative of Revelations, serves as a powerful reminder of the choices we face each day, the decisions we make that shape our own lives and the world around us. The imagery of Armageddon, though rooted in the anxieties of a specific historical context, continues to resonate with contemporary concerns about global conflict, the rise of extremism, and the potential for widespread destruction. It serves as a reminder of the fragility of peace, the importance of diplomacy and understanding, and the need to actively work towards a world where dialogue and cooperation triumph over violence and division. Section 8. A New Heaven and a New Earth, Promise of Paradise. The apocalyptic visions of Revelations culminate not only in destruction, but also in the promise of renewal and transformation. The book concludes with a vision of a new heaven and a new earth, a paradise restored where suffering and death are no more. This new creation, bathed in the radiant light of God's presence, represents the ultimate triumph of good over evil, the culmination of God's plan for redemption and the establishment of a just and harmonious world. In this new Jerusalem, tears are wiped away, pain is healed, and the faithful are reunited with their loved ones. The tree of life, once lost in the Garden of Eden, is restored, offering healing and sustenance to all who partake of its fruit. The river of life flows freely, symbolizing the abundance and vitality of this new creation. This vision of paradise offers a message of hope amidst the darkness, a promise of restoration and healing for a world ravaged by sin and suffering. The vision of a new heaven and a new earth serves as a powerful reminder that even amidst the darkest of times, hope endures. It speaks to the human longing for a world free from suffering, a place of peace, harmony, and everlasting life. This vision transcends the boundaries of time and culture, offering a universal message of hope and the promise of a future where love triumphs over hate, where justice prevails over oppression, and where the wounds of the past are finally healed. Section 9. Historical Interpretations Through the Ages. The Book of Revelations, with its cryptic symbols and vivid imagery, has inspired a wide range of interpretations throughout history. Early Christians, facing persecution under the Roman Empire, saw in Revelations a message of hope and the promise of ultimate justice. They interpreted the beasts and Babylon as symbols of Roman oppression, while the Lamb of God and the New Jerusalem represented the triumph of faith and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. During the Middle Ages, Revelations fueled apocalyptic anxieties, contributing to fears of the end times and the coming judgment. The imagery of the book was often used to reinforce religious authority and to justify crusades and other efforts to combat perceived enemies of the faith. In the Reformation era, Protestant reformers interpreted Revelations through the lens of their own struggles against the Catholic Church, seeing in the book a condemnation of papal authority and a call for spiritual renewal. Throughout history, interpretations of Revelations have been shaped by the social, political, and religious contexts of each era. The book has served as a source of hope, a catalyst for fear, and a tool for political and religious agendas. Its enduring power lies in its ability to resonate with the anxieties and aspirations of each generation, offering a framework for understanding the struggles of their time and envisioning a future transformed by divine intervention. Section 10. Modern Relevance, Echoes in Our Times. The Book of Revelations, though written centuries ago, continues to hold relevance in the modern world. Its themes of spiritual warfare, the struggle against oppression, and the promise of renewal resonate with contemporary concerns about global conflict, social injustice, and the search for meaning in a rapidly changing world. The imagery of the book, though rooted in a specific historical context, finds echoes in our own time. The beasts and false prophets, for example, can be seen as symbolic representations of the forces of misinformation, propaganda, and the abuse of power that continue to plague our world. The apocalyptic visions of war, famine, and ecological disaster resonate with contemporary anxieties about climate change, resource scarcity, and the potential for global catastrophe. The longing for a new heaven and a new earth reflects the universal human desire for a world free from suffering, a place of peace, justice, and sustainable living. The Book of Revelations, though not a literal blueprint for the future, offers a powerful lens through which to view the challenges and opportunities of our time. It reminds us that the choices we make, both individually and collectively, have consequences. It encourages us to seek truth, to resist oppression, and to work towards a more just and compassionate world. In a time of uncertainty and rapid change, the book's message of hope and renewal offers a beacon of light amidst the darkness, reminding us that even amidst the most challenging circumstances, the human spirit endures and the potential for transformation remains. Section 11, Conclusion, Endings, and New Beginnings. The Book of Revelations, with its dramatic imagery and enigmatic prophecies, has captivated and bewildered readers for centuries. It is a book of endings and new beginnings, of destruction and renewal, of the ultimate triumph of good over evil. Its message, though rooted in the anxieties of a specific historical context, transcends time and culture, offering a glimpse into the spiritual struggles that permeate human existence. The symbols and prophecies of Revelations invite us to confront the darkness within ourselves and in the world around us. They challenge us to resist the allure of power, to seek truth amidst deception, and to work towards a more just and compassionate world. The book's ultimate message, however, is one of hope. It reminds us that even amidst the darkest of times, the human spirit endures, and the potential for transformation remains. The vision of a new heaven and a new earth, a paradise restored, offers a beacon of light amidst the darkness, a promise of healing, renewal, and the ultimate triumph of love. The Book of Revelations, though often interpreted as a prediction of doom, is ultimately a story of hope and redemption. It is a call to action, urging us to confront the challenges of our time with courage, compassion, and a steadfast belief in the power of love to overcome even the darkest of forces. As we navigate the complexities of the modern world, the book's message of endings and new beginnings, of destruction and renewal, offers a timeless reminder that even amidst the most challenging circumstances, the human spirit endures, and the possibility for a brighter future remains within our grasp.